What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content, and I'm sure everybody knows or have heard what's going on with these the gambling scandal and the NBA players like Chauncey Billups was arrested. Who else they got? They got Damon Jones and they got Rozier. I don't what's Rozier name? His first name. I forgot what his first name is. And they say more names are to come. Now, and you're hearing now about Kevin Garnett maybe had some connection. Then you got Coach Tyronn Lue. And so I was watching Jason Whitlock, his show, and they had an interesting take about what's going on with this gambling scandal. And Jason Whitlock seems to think that like gambling is going to go away. Like it's over with as far as gambling and professional sports is concerned, right? And I don't agree with that. I think that what's going to happen is what these arrests is going to do is just going to put people on notice. Now, I don't know what the penalties are going to be as far as like what's going to happen to these basketball players that are involved. I know that the mafia is not going nowhere. I know that, and gambling is. I don't think that's going anywhere either. I think what's going on right now, I think, is the NBA is going to, not just the NBA, all professional sports, because gambling is so prevalent now and it's everywhere, and it's easily accessible. They just want to. I think this is a situation where they want to make an example out of these people, these guys who are caught up in this, unfortunately. So, they just want to scare I don't know what out of, future guys are coming into the league so that, basketball will be able to maintain its integrity. Like people won't think that it's like it's rigged like WWE or professional wrestling and stuff like that. So that's what I think all this is about. But with that being said, I want to go to what Jason Whitlock and his coach and his co-host had to say on his show.
Be just your general take, and I know this will try to keep it under 10 minutes, JB. Give us your general take on this gambling scandal.
Who cares? Who cares? I don't watch this stuff. I don't watch. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I just had Tim Donaghy on for an hour, and the most intriguing thing he mentioned was Michael Jordan going to baseball was the first cover up because he got caught, and that's the way the NBA operates, and he knows firsthand more than anybody else, in my opinion. So. That's a very intriguing one. And then the second thing he threw out was...
All right, so before Coach JB get to his second point, right, I want to speak like when the Michael Jordan thing, like when Michael Jordan retired from basketball the first time, right, he's saying he need a break. I think he took almost 2 years off. And even back then, people knew, almost it was rumored that Michael Jordan was suspended because of his gambling, certain situations that he gambled. But Michael Jordan was so big when it came to the NBA that number one, they had to be careful with how they handled Michael Jordan in that situation, because it was a failed situation for both Michael Jordan and the NBA. And so a lot of people and I think they allowed those rumors to kind of get out there, so people knew that, like, if you gambling on these games, there's certain ways you can gamble, but if you gamble, if you break the rules in gambling, we punish Michael Jordan. So just imagine what we're going to do to you. Like, you will be out of the league. And so that's what I think this is about. I think this is all about sending a message to all the professional athletes, because gambling is not going nowhere. And if gambling don't go anywhere, then you're going to, the players will have to make that adjustment. So that's what I think all this is about, and well, let me get to Coach JB's second point talking about this situation?
Is there going to be a class action lawsuit from all of the minions out there like us who bet and got duped by these other people on all the games? Are you going to show all your DraftKings and FanDuel lineups and say, hey, man, what's going on here? This was an under, I bet, and I got screwed, and they proved they lied. And now is this going to be a huge issue to where it even folds them for some certain amount of time? Meaning, are they going to be playing with G League players because this thing gets shut down? He thinks that the big part hasn't even hit yet.
All right, so let me address what and give my opinion on what Coach JB said about like class action lawsuits, as far as, you know, like if you made a bet and the fix was already in, like, will you be able to sue? Now, I think people will be able to sue, but I don't think they're going to have any success, right? Because most people know, like, when you gamble anyway, like, the odds are not in your favor. The odds favor the house, you know, and people still gamble knowing that the odds favor the house. Like, for instance, if you play Powerball or Mega Million, it tell you right on the ticket that the odds that you hit that Powerball or that Mega Million for that jackpot is 350 million to 1, right? And so people know that the odds are 3. They know that it's stacked against them, and they still go out and buy those tickets because everybody thinks that they are the chosen one, right? And like favor is going to going to shine on them. So people go out and they'll, you know, almost like people mentally just like block out, you know, they just block out common sense and they can't reason, and they'll still gamble, knowing that you 350 million to 1 odds that you're going to hit that Powerball, but people still going to gamble. So I do think that some people will try to sue and try to get a class action lawsuit, but, you know, it's going to be hard to sue. Like the mafia not going to be affected by that. So who do you sue? Do you sue if you go after Underdog, or if you go after FanDuel? FanDuel, you know, was not like, they not in a position where as though they can police like the mafia, or FanDuel wasn't in, what is it called? Like, they wasn't in cahoots with these guys like Chauncey Billups, or I think his name is Terry Rozier or Damon, you know, Damon Jones. FanDuel could be like, we was duped, you know, we was duped too. You know, so they will be able to sue, but I don't see it being a situation where it's going to be, you know, a lawsuit is going to be it's especially for like the average everyday voter. I mean, a gambler. They're not going to be in a situation where they can be like, all right, well, I want my money back, or I'm gonna sue y'all because y'all caused damage. You know, then that's another thing. Now you have to prove that you caused damage to this person, you know, because the game was rigged. And on top of that, there's no guarantee. Like, you can't say that, all right, I would have definitely won if this game wasn't rigged. So now you got to prove that. So that's an uphill battle. If you want to, if people want to go that route as far as trying to sue the, you know, sue the NBA, sue those gambling houses and stuff like that, that's an uphill battle for that. But I'm pretty sure that some people will try to go that route, but I don't think it's going to be successful, though. Basically, trying to sue those, sue those people for that. And so, but I do think it's a good point that Coach JB brought up. But gambling is not going nowhere. You know, just like, I don't know what year that White Sox thing happened back in the day where they rigged what was that game? It was a World Series. They rigged the World Series. The Chicago White Sox, some of the players on the team, I think it was most of the players on the team, or at least half of the players on the team, rigged the World Series, right? So they can make some money. Gambling is not going nowhere. The NBA is not going nowhere. So I don't think that it's over with. I think this is about trying to protect the integrity And like I said, set an example, letting people know that this won't be tolerated. And you can end your career and have your freedom taken away from you if you're a professional athlete and you cross that line from, you know, whatever the line is in gambling, whether you can't gamble on your own team, you can't bet on your own team, you can't sell or give inside information, situations like that. So, but and this was, people seeing this coming. You know, I even spoke about it on my podcast. People seeing this coming a mile away, that you was going to have these type of gambling scandals come up. I'm surprised that Chauncey Billups is in it, but you never know. People like the game. You got people who are very competitive, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised that Chauncey Billups is in this. You got people who, like I said, very competitive people who want to win, and people who get a thrill out of this type of activity. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'll check y'all out in the next video. Peace.